was coming from the living room. Can't see anything or feel anything. Here? No, nothing here. Can't see anything. Okay, this is going to sound really peculiar, but it's like I'm suddenly getting chills on my back. It's like I feel like there's something up here in the corridor with me. Cold blasts of air. It's really hot, and yet cold blasts of air are coming down it. It's just really peculiar. And I just got this sense I just don't want to go to the other end of the corridor.
The night's investigation was quiet. Nevertheless, we did experience a few strange incidents. The strange raps that Derek and Carl heard, and the motion detectors going off in the corridor without any explanation, and the batteries being completely drained of power. But best of all was a completely separate piece of evidence that was linked with Fred and not the house. During one of our breaks, Derek was feeling the presence of a woman who seemed to enjoy Fred's company.
Well, I got just the head and shoulders, and I saw the hair, and I felt as if the hair was a light colour, then I seemed to get a lighter tone, and as it was developing, lighter and lighter, and I said these words, it reminds me a little bit of the way Marilyn Monroe, I said that tonight, Monroe, and the look, and I couldn't get no more other than Ruth.
My club, Ruth Ellis, the last woman that was hung, used to work. But people have seen a blonde woman walk through fire exit doors that are closed in the club.
Can I say we're ground floor? Thought has taken me up high into like rooms, not the ground floor, upstairs.
Upstairs here or in...
No, something to do with this club.
Yeah.
And upstairs, she's not grounded in the club. She's constantly in visitation. She has got a rightful place, but she comes back because that's what she wants to do. This woman travelled with you. Interest. Oh, wonder where he's going. Let's have a look. Let's go in the big posh car. And, you know, she is made also in her fascination, before you've gone on that journey back, she is gone with fascination, and where would you believe that she heads for? She heads for that lounge. More so there.
It's been a real privilege to come into a place like this. It's a warm, friendly place. It's being renovated by Fred to such a fantastic degree that it's coming to life again as it did all those years ago.
When I first entered into this beautiful, beautiful home, the peace, the harmony and the tranquility hit me from head to toe. And I thought, this is different.
Derek came up with quite a lot of stuff that have been recorded. He came up with the Knights Templar, who I think are still connected with the village even to this day. And of course this incredible revelation about Fred being a reincarnation of one of these people that actually went off to the Crusades hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It's fate. It's as if he's come back for a reason. I presume the reason is to take over the place and renovate it as he is doing.
Now, Derek came up with quite a strong connection with Ruth Ellis, which surprised us all, mainly because there is no known connection with Ruth Ellis and the building. Now, there is a connection with Fred Batt's business. He owns Caesar's nightclub in London, which reputedly is haunted by Ruth Ellis. And with such a strong connection, I feel that we have to take the team to Caesar's nightclub to see if we can come up with any further evidence for that.
The ghosts that are here, and I'm sure there are ghosts here, because things have happened, but I'm sure that they are very happy, friendly ghosts, and so they're not going to be banging around during the night trying to create attention to themselves. And so, although not a lot actually happened, another very interesting site, and a haunted building, but a happy haunted building. Makes quite a change, actually.
When you're doing ghost investigations, by their very nature, they are spontaneous cases, which means that phenomena doesn't happen with any sort of regularity. So often you could be sitting in a haunted location and it's just a waiting game. And because it's late at night, because nothing is happening, you can just get very, very tired. And I think that's essentially what's happening here.
I'm too scared to move. Oh, for God's sake, get with it.
We see Yvette in the Clockhouse on her own. It's very, very dark. In this sort of situation, you'd be very, very scared. Because it's dark, there's nobody around, your imagination would run wild and start to play tricks on you. So all credit to Yvette for being brave and being in that location by herself.
We're okay.
Here we have a photograph taken by Fred in the Clockhouse. It's known as a wisp. Now, in terms of natural explanations for what this could be, yes, it could actually be a wisp of smoke, although in this particular instance, Fred said that he wasn't smoking at the time and didn't see any smoke in front of the camera. Another explanation could be to do with some sort of light reflection on the lens or in developing. Now, these particular photographs are quite common, but there's something that ghost investigators aim to get. Because a lot of investigators will hold that up and say that's evidence of a spirit, an apparition of some sort.
This woman travelled with you. Interest. Oh, wonder where he's going. Let's have a look. Let's go in the big posh car.
Derek is picking up the spirit of Ruth Ellis. And what's interesting here is Ruth Ellis is not necessarily associated with the location, but actually with Fred, who's the owner of the Clockhouse and also Caesar's nightclub, a location that Most Haunted is also involved in. So the connection is not with the location, but with an actual person. And hauntings, by their very definition, are simply apparitions or ghostly phenomena at a location. What's more rare is ghost connection with a person. And it'll be interesting to see if any more information comes from Derek as, you know, Fred is more involved.
But people have seen a blonde woman walk through fire exit doors that are closed in the club.
So is the Clockhouse haunted? The photograph taken by Fred suggests that there was something in the room with him. Whether there is a rational explanation for the mist, we will never know. According to Derek, there is spirit activity, but the sceptics amongst us are less convinced. Our next investigation has to be at Caesar's nightclub in London. Would we find the ghost of the last woman to be hanged in Britain, Ruth Ellis? And how would we cope staying in a location where even the owner, Fred, and his staff are too terrified to go into certain areas alone?
Please try to show us yourself.
Do us all a favour and show yourself.